Internet of Things, nanotechnology, digital education, and e-commerce development, the modern world stands on the threshold of large-scale changes in the daily lives of people and the economy of entire regions. Even as we speak, the experts call these transformations as the fourth industrial revolution, inscribing them in consistent history of previous technological explosions. In a special program, Digital Kazakhstan, we tell about how they affect the internal processes in the Republic and the development of Kazakhstani science and technology. In today's release, let's talk about how blockchain technology can change the life of every Kazakhstani. Why do you not need the usual employment books anymore? And how to find out the way of pharmaceuticals from producer to the consumer. In recent years, new technologies have dramatically changed the lifestyle of millions of people on Earth. However, digital revolution does not end here. It is just the beginning. At least the creators of the latest electronic technology, blockchain, think this way. It is called a breakthrough on the level of internet invention, and its wide application can change the rules of functioning of the entire world society. Blockchain technology is used in various fields: medicine, education, public sector, that is, where it is necessary to record information which does not change, which is decentralized. First, this system allows doing without centralized management of many social processes. In fact, this is a database that is filled not by one organization, but hundreds and even thousands of people at a time.
Герман Греф говорил, что технология блокчейна изменит мир.
German Gref told that if you literally translate the word blockchain, then blockchain technology is translated as a chain of blocks. It is a distributed database. Roughly speaking, it is an accounting registration book in which you can store any data that can be written on paper. However, they are protected by encryption, and it is almost impossible to hack them. Another difference of this database from many others is that any information once entering it can never be deleted or changed. That is, those transactions that occur cannot be faked, they cannot be changed, they represent a reliable register. You do not need anything, you do not need any third parties who would certify the whole process. The main concept of new technology is work without intermediaries. That is, necessary information is immediately delivered to the addressee, bypassing various organizations and systems. In order to pay for some contracts, we used the whole chain. Business process was quite long, and in order to finish the whole act from the beginning to the end, there was a signing of coordination agreements, etc. It took almost a week after blockchain was inserted into this chain as one of the components, and they reviewed all processes. Now it takes several minutes.
После того, как ввели в эту цепочку блокчейн, ставили как один из компонентов или пересмотрели эти все бизнес-процессы, теперь это занимает буквально там несколько минут, условно говоря.
In Kazakhstan, for the first time, people started talking seriously about their blockchain about a year ago. And even today, many business processes are being optimized with its help. For example, the Almaty Tech Garden, which is affiliated with the Autonomous Cluster Fund, is developing a special program thanks to which VAT charging mechanism is soon planned to be automated due to blockchain-based platform.
Мы планируем включить в эту систему все банки второго уровня Казахстана, плюс комитеты.
We're planning to include all second-tier banks of Kazakhstan and state revenue committees in this system. This means that all these participants will be seen online, all changes between participants, all manufacturers and consumers of services and goods. If earlier there were some changes in emissions between specific 2 or 3 manufacturers and consumers, now it will be impossible because the central system will duplicate all these records online, using the features of blockchain technology.
Дублировать все эти записи в онлайне, используя особенности технологии блокчейн.
First, the project is beneficial to the state because thanks to this program, it is possible to track all tax deductions. According to the government's plans, such a transparent system will allow not only disciplining entrepreneurs, but also significantly increase the replenishment of Republican budget.
Предполагаемый эффект, который сегодня заявлен Министерством финансов, это
The expected effect, which is announced today by the Ministry of Finance, is about 1 trillion tenge of additional budget revenues. And on the other hand, this is a more correct VAT recovery because when the goods are exported, VAT recovery is made. When all these systems are ordered, there is no corruption component, and then the budget will receive its prescribed extra 1 trillion.
Вот эти все системы упорядоченные, нет никакой коррупционной составляющей. То есть и бюджет в итоге будет получать свой положенный 1 триллион дополнительно к тому, что он получает.
This system is also beneficial for business people as it will provide a timely and almost instantaneous VAT recovery. In addition, the process of routine paperwork like reports disappears, which will save entrepreneurs both money and time.
Система позволяет точно управлять возвратом НДС.
The system allows to accurately monitor a VAT recovery. For business, the great advantage is that without burdening, without any additional actions, it can receive a VAT recovery. But under certain conditions, if it keeps everything in order.
По определенным условиям, если он все соблюдает.
Another major project from this area, which is planned to be introduced into the business system early on the beginning of next year, is an electronic digital employment book. Technology saves employees and employers from all omissions of paperwork. There is no need to verify records because it is impossible to forge them. This will allow new employers to quickly check the employment records of applicants and decide whether to invite a person for an interview.
Мы идем к тому, чтобы HR не занимался рутинными задачами.
We have a sense of purpose to prevent HR from being engaged in routine tasks with papers, phone calls, data verification, so that it has just a tool where it enters and clearly sees that this employee has worked in such companies, and HR knows that this is reliable information, and that looking at this information, HR makes some decisions. But it is not so that they spend 90% of the time on the phone, checking documents, and 10% of the time for problem solving. HR must work on management of employees, but not over the papers. Moreover, the main goal of our company is to completely get rid of the document flow so that there are no papers. Everything is in digital form, because we are going to digital Kazakhstan. Developers of electronic digital employment book plan to collect a unified database of all working Kazakhstanis. Companies will facilitate the process of finding employees, and the state will be able to deduce reliable statistics on the labor market. The project creators also worked on interface development so that it was intuitive to everyone.
Здесь вы видите страницу профиля пользователя. Здесь есть все данные о данном.
Here you see the user profile page. Here you have all the information about this employee, that is, his personal information, competencies, personal qualities, and also the history of work and the history of wages is shown here. In addition, the company has the opportunity to leave feedback about the employee. It can be positive and negative. Further, here there are certificates, and the employees who have these certificates, that is full information about the companies and their employees.
Сотрудники, кто имеет эти сертификаты, то есть полная информация о компаниях, а также и их сотрудниках.
Probably blockchain system use is not so major, but as well as all projects grounded on this base, it can serve society. The developers plan to create a number of mobile and web applications to track certain products, for example, food products or medical supplies.
Было бы неплохо сделать так, чтобы человек, приходя в аптеку, к примеру...
It would be nice if a person coming to a pharmacy, for example, could scan a barcode to see if it is really the medicine that he is buying, whether it is falsification, maybe even a story. Here the blockchain script would be very good, that is manufacturer, buyer, pharmacy, shops, etc. would have access, as well as buyers would have access to such information. We could look through the entire life history of this pack of medicine from the moment of reagents production, of which it is made, and until the moment of sale on the counter. It is also planned to apply such a database in the healthcare system, namely to conduct a digital medical history of each patient, where each record made by different doctors is automatically stored in one place. Blockchain can facilitate the work of public services. Therefore, if you consume a certain amount of electricity, an intelligent chain of blocks will automatically be able to transfer the counter data to power grid, receiving feedback in the form of an account, which will also be paid automatically. This mechanism is called smart contracts, and the possibilities of their application are almost limitless.
Также применяется в таких направлениях, как интернет вещей.
In addition, it is used in such areas as Internet of Things, when there are many devices that connect to a single network. And also here is the very identity that this device really belongs there, as well as authorization is done through the blockchain. That is, there are many different applications, and blockchain becomes one of such basic technologies, which today seriously change the processes for many industries.
Которые сегодня серьезно меняют процессы для многих индустрий.
Thus, the innovative technology of blockchain is truly unique. The system can be used in all life processes and even used to protect against fraud in the banking sector.
Например, там база данных, я не знаю.
Well, for example, the database of unreliable loan payers or scammers who come and take loans in different banks, and because they already know him in this bank and yet do not know in another bank, he has the opportunity to get this kind of loan in this bank. If banks share this information with each other, then in this case, as soon as the information appears in one bank, it immediately appears in all others. That is, the record occurs in all these databases simultaneously.
Появляется информация у одного банка, она сразу же появляется у всех остальных. То есть запись происходит сразу во все эти базы данных одновременно.
While most of the projects are at the development stage in the Republic, they are doing a lot of work to accelerate the process of their implementation in the everyday life of Kazakhstani people. In this regard, many events are organized, such as Open Innovations Day, which was recently held in Almaty. During discussion, the experts raised a number of problems and outlined the prospects associated with the implementation of blockchain. The main emphasis was on systems application in the sphere of financial technologies. In our opinion, it is such a revolutionary process that happened because we are all fully aware of the financial sphere in particular. We know that there are so many things that existed conservatively, but it is impossible to stop technologies. In parallel, according to this revolutionary process, new tools had appeared, which allowed to do this, and blockchain is one of them. We really believe that blockchain can make the world safer, cleaner, and better. The founders of Kazakhstani blockchain community are sure that blockchain can radically change financial system. This community began its work this spring. The main direction in organization activity is training and working with cryptocurrency, which also develops based on the blockchain technology. One of the main goals for community was to teach people, share knowledge, and impact people understanding what a real cryptocurrency is, what is not a cryptocurrency, and how you can be deceived. We want to increase the literacy of these people so that they do not fall for the tricks of swindlers, do not lose their money, could save and increase their means.
Теряли свои деньги и могли сохранить и приумножить свои средства.
To achieve the intended goals, along with business team, Jibek Omarov created a training course in which they talk in detail about how to use cryptocurrency. In addition, they are actively engaged in application development that will work based on a blockchain and will allow making payments using electronic money.
Мы разрабатываем одно приложение, в котором можно будет...
We are developing one application in which you can pay for cryptocurrency in institutions, buy things or pay for food, clothes, no matter what. This application will focus on the Kazakhstan market.
Это приложение будет именно ориентироваться на рынок Казахстана.
Astana International Financial Center plans to hold a series of educational seminars. Within the framework of these classes, AIFC employees, employees of banking structures, civil servants, internet entrepreneurs, and blockchain enthusiasts will not only get theoretical knowledge of technology, but also create the first lessons to implement their ideas under the guidance of experienced programmers.
Планируется приглашать ребят из, не только из Казахстана, из разных стран.
It is planned to invite people not only from Kazakhstan, from different countries, start-uppers, developers who will accordingly make projects, which the AIFC will use them in their business processes. We're a technology partner here, that is why we provide our cloud resources and the ability to use them. We give some kind of methodological assistance, that is, if projects need training, coaches, maybe our developers, we can also attract and help them to realize these projects. While software application based on blockchain technology is not so major, many developments are only in the process of adapting the system to the current business processes. However, analysts' forecasts on this point are very positive. According to experts, by 2020, the market volume of these programs will be estimated at $20 billion, showing an annual growth of 58%.